Finding great candidates to hire can be like, well, trying to find a needle in a haystack. Sure, you can post your job to some job board, but then all you can do is hope the right person comes along. Which is why you should try ZipRecruiter for free at ZipRecruiter.com/zip. ZipRecruiter doesn't depend on candidates finding you. It finds them for you. Its powerful technology identifies people with the right experience and actively invites them to apply to your job. You get qualified candidates fast. So while other companies might deliver a lot of hay, ZipRecruiter finds you what you're looking for. The needle in the haystack.
See why 4 out of 5 employers who post a job on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day. ZipRecruiter, the smartest way to hire. And right now, you can try ZipRecruiter for free. That's right, free at ZipRecruiter.com/zip. That's ZipRecruiter.com/zip. ZipRecruiter.com/zip.
Every team, every topic, everywhere. This is Believe.
What's up, family? Gerald the Bossman here. You're tuned into the Bossman Show on AM 1010, AM 1430, 1055 The King. Check The King out at 105theking.com and the Bossman Show at bossmanshow.com. Hit me up on Instagram, The Bossman Show, Twitter at Bossman Show, and Facebook, Bossman Show. It's the Bossman on your radio.
Listen to the Bossman Show with your host, JR, Saturdays at 9 a.m. right here on AM 1010, The King.
BS3 Network, changing the way you watch TV.
Yes, BS3 Network, changing the way you watch TV, covering content and hot topics from A to Z, sports, music, society and culture, movie reviews, you name it, we have it. Check it out on bs3network.com or check us out on Roku, BS3 TV on Roku, as well as check out your favorite podcast on all podcast platforms or Spreaker.com/BS3 Network.
You are now tuned to BS3 Network.
Folks, back on the Bossman Show here, Coach David Richman, North Dakota State Bison out of Summer League champions again for the 4th time in his time there at North Dakota State. Coach Richman, how you doing, man?
We're great, man. I appreciate you having us on. Like, we must be winning. We must be doing something right to get on the Bossman Show again.
Yes, sir. Hey, Coach, got to ask you, man, the consistency of what you've done in over your 12 years there, 9 seasons overall, 6 of them 20-win seasons. Let's talk about the program building you've done in today's college basketball world, Coach, to actually have a chance to build a program for real and not rush it and do it the wrong way.
Yeah. I appreciate that because there's a lot wrong with our profession and a lot that's changed, but there's still a lot of purity in a bunch of things. And, for us to do it, at a place that's home, it's all alma mater of mine and my wife's and raising our family here, pretty special deal. And you can kind of see this roster, is a blend of that. Like it's a little bit of new and old and kind of coming together where we've got some retention kids. We've got some high school guys, got some JUCO, we got some Division II portal, Division I portal. I like to say it's like the yours, mine, and ours kind of family. And it's really fit. And this group has been a lot of fun. This season is flowing by. I can't believe we're already, preparing, this week to listen to where we're going to be Sunday going into the NCAA tournament. And that's a credit to our guys.
No doubt, Coach. And I know you was looking forward to it, to going to the tournament in 2020. Of course, it got canceled, shut down after going to 19. That was a bummer for you and me. A lot of the Final Four was going to be in Atlanta that year. It was a really big bummer for me to see all you guys in my city coming to town. It really sucked about that. But man, Coach, fourth time you won this thing in 12 years. So what does it mean to you as leading this program and this community and just everybody around? Because to win the Summer League 4 times in 12 years is hard. We know Summer League is hard as can be. So for you and your staff, how does it feel, man, to see what you have accomplished for the fourth time doing this, get to the mountaintop of this league?
Yeah, no, it feels great, and we've been fortunate to be the head coach here for 12 years, and 8 of those 12 we've been in the championship, and 4 of them we won, including this year. And I mean, we all get it. Everybody's looking for the secret recipe. There's no secrets. There really isn't. It's a lot of hard work. It's surrounding yourself with the right people. When I say the right people, we talk about 4 things. Dudes that want to compete, have fun, listen, serve. And thankfully we've got those, and you have to. We've certainly adapted. I think one of the things that I'm most proud of when you talk about the longevity and the successful longevity of our tenure here is that the first year we won it, and then 1920 we won it, kind of in the middle, and now we won it again in 26. I think like as much as changed, there's still a bunch that stayed the same, and that goes back to surrounding yourself with some great people. Dudes that want to compete, but also like I'm extremely proud, Bossman, of we had a 3.5 GPA, in the fall semester. So we got really good dudes on the court, off the court, in the classroom, and as a coach, you can be extremely proud of those things.
And coach, also what fans sometimes don't realize what listen to the show nationally is how important administrations are. Administrations being behind you, giving the resources that you need in this competitive environment that you have, and just knowing that the president, the alignment with the AD, alignment in yourself, it's all aligned. Winning can happen, and we see what you all do on the football side. So the alignment's there on that side already in North Dakota State. So it's about the alignment piece of it for the fans who don't really understand how key that really is. It's not just coaching basketball. It's a lot of some off the court you have to do to make sure you win as well.
Yeah, I mean it's a top to bottom deal, and we're extremely fortunate. Matt Larson, our athletic director, does a great job of leading us and putting us in the right spot. And I think the other thing that I would touch on is you look at the history or tradition of Bison athletics as a whole. Women's basketball had a great run in Division II. Our track programs are ripping through things. Baseball was in the NCAA tournament, this past year. That doesn't happen without unbelievable fan support. Bison Nation is for real. And, we made the move now in football to the Mountain West, and that's going to be a continued, another continued shot in the arm too. But we can't do these things without everybody. And the community that we have, Fargo, NDSU, it's just a real college feel, the old traditional college feel where people stick around on the weekends, and there's a spirit behind it. There's a great atmosphere behind it. Towards the end of the season, we had some great crowds. Our students got behind us. So, great time to be a Bison.
No doubt. And Coach, for those fans who are out there who don't get to watch Summer League basketball the way I do, not a junkie like I am watching on my phone. So talk about some of the key players, man, that you want to highlight for the fans really to watch out for when your name gets called and see you in that bracket coming up here real soon.
Yeah, I'll take you through a post-game press conference at South Dakota State this year, and go a couple questions, and one of the reporters, and I don't know the gentleman's name, and he says, Coach, it doesn't look like you have any good, great players, just a bunch of good players. And I let him finish, and I said, no, that's your opinion. I think we got a bunch of great players. And you look at our roster, and you see a very diverse stat line, and you might have this guy or that guy, and leading you in scoring, but I think that's what's awesome about this group. Big phrase in our locker room is it's amazing what can be accomplished when no one cares who gets the credit, and this group really epitomizes those things. We got two point guards on the floor. Andy Stefanowicz, kind of is the lead guard, and it's allowed us to move Damari Wheeler-Thomas off the ball where he's dynamic, electric, tournament MVP. Travion Carson is one of the best two-way basketball players I've ever coached. He has the ability to impact winning in so many different ways. A couple athletic four-man. Markai Strickland, whose father, Mark, played in the NBA. Markai is a human highlight reel. And then Emil Skuta, a transfer from Sac State via Finland, has been a really good spark for us, in particular defensively. We got 2 versatile bigs. Trayson Anderson starts. Noah Feddersen would hit the big shot. Was 6th man of the year in our league. So again, it's I know like last year I could have talked about Jackson Money, who's now with the Golden State Warriors G League team, or Jakari White, who's playing at Virginia right now. They're a little bit more of the kind of the dominant guys. We again, like I said, we got such a diverse portfolio that box score looks pretty balanced when you go back and look at it. And I think that's a testament to our guys to not chasing their own, but prioritizing winning.
No doubt, coach. And I think it's so important because being a great passer is a good skill. That's being unselfish, making the right pass at the right
Yeah,
time and understanding angles, understanding, well, I might have a nice midi, but if I pop it one more time, I got an open three in the strong side corner here, So it's like
yeah,
having to
absolutely.
be able to make those reads and knowing that my playmaking ability can get baskets for others as well.
Well, I think this day and age, whether it's social media or the sports centers or whatever, and the individual workouts, we make such this big emphasis on a crossover. We make such this big emphasis on somebody scoring X amount of points. But a lot of times you go and check the box score, and that dude took just as many shots as he did to get points. And as a coach, there's a whole box score. There's rebounding. There is, like, to your point, there's assists. Like, if you can pass, you can play. And then, at the end of the day, if you're going to win games in February, late February, March, you better be able to defend. And I think everybody talks a lot about our versatility offensively. We got some very, very versatile parts. We held all three of our opponents in the Summer League tournament under 1 point per possession. So we put together a terrific run of basketball, defending, finishing possessions and taking care of the basketball.
And that possession game, coach, is so important this time of year with the reboundings, limiting your turnovers, making sure you hit crashing the glass. And I always say this, coach, if your guards rebound, you'll win because that means they're there in the fight. They really not leaving to the bigs to get all the rebounds. If your ones and twos jump in there in the fight, coach, you have a chance, especially just this time of year when every possession counts. Like every little small blockout or anything, or setting the right screen, not getting a movement screen. These little things we always take for granted might matter most now.
Every day before a game, to your point, we work on free throw box outs. How many games come down to a possession here, possession there, and you always go back to that last possession or those last two possessions where there's 60, 70 possessions in a game. Sometimes 75, 80 possessions in a game, and so you don't have as much room for error in a an 8-minute less game than the NBA and some of those things. So to your point, we talk a lot about picking up your trash, eating your crumbs, dotting I's, crossing T's, doing all the little things, and they're mundane, they're ordinary, but those habits, those rhythms that you hit every day are a big part of winning basketball games.
No doubt, 100%, coach. And coach, for you, I know this is a great opportunity to promote your university once more. So about the recruiting process, making it to the tournament, being seen visibly again and nationally now, it helps. Does the work for you and get people to see about North Dakota State again, what the Bison have going on up there in Fargo.
Yeah, absolutely. And we have some great local media, make no mistake, and they do a tremendous job of covering us throughout the season. But, when I've spent the afternoon right here on this Zoom, with multiple different outfits and outlets, and it's great. I love to be able to tell our story, our department story, our university story, and our state story. Besides the Super Bowl, I'm still obviously biased, but March Madness is the best, and there's going to be a lot of eyes and a lot of people around learning about North Dakota State. And what I want them to hear, that there's great people. We're going to work hard. We're tough. And we're together. And you talk about a recruiting message. We also talk a lot about selection. Here's who we are, and this is what we're about. If you like those things, come join us. If not, we're not for everybody. And so, but when you get on the stage that we're going to be on, coming up, and we're starting this week, but in particular next week, people are going to start asking questions. They might be Googling this, they might be searching that, and that's all we can ask for this time of year.
No doubt, coach. I got one more for you. Really always interests me. How do you balance rest versus rust? With your conference tournament been over so early, you have some time before election Sunday and going to your next opponent. So how do you balance rest versus rust this week, keeping your guys sharp and not losing things, and kind of working on you to get ready for that opponent that you don't quite know yet?
Yeah, no, it's a great question, but it's an easy answer for me. And you play 3 games in 4 days, and very emotional games, physically, mentally taxing games. And so we gave them Monday and Tuesday off. A couple days off is great. It's late in the year. You got nicks, bumps, and bruises. So hopefully, we've had some guys in the training room getting healed up. We just moved them around today for the first time, but we're going to go at it. We are clearly will prep and organize some things and have some adjustments in our back pocket based on Sunday night and who we play and when we play and all those things. But 90 to 95% of who we are, boss man, is Bison. And we're going to go out there and control the things that we can control. And that's what this week is about is, there was plenty of opportunities for us to finish around the rim that we didn't. We got to be we're going to play some length and athleticism. Well, we got to finish better through some contact around the rim. Can we get through ball screens a little bit cleaner? What our hits look like, on the backboard, because we're going to play some athleticism because, we're going to play a high major. Let's just be transparent about those things. And so, it goes back to your prior question. It's being on point with the details and being even sharper with the details if we're going to have a chance to shock the world.
And Coach, I have one more for you. It came to my mind. You said adjustments. So when you're playing a team a third time, do you maybe save something that you ain't shown because in the term of the game, I can go with this and they're not really prepared for it. So how does that kind of work? Bad chess match to figure out how much do I show during the first round, second round of conference play if I might see this team again down the road?
Nah, great question. I think maybe some coaches do that. I'm all in on every game, no matter where we're at in the season. There might be a case in point, early in a non-conference, we got somebody banged up and could go, we might think about that. But, we're all in. We want to win each and every game. I think that winning builds that confidence. But absolutely, though, too, if you play an opponent the second time, and in this case in the conference tournament the third time, you certainly comb through those and figure out some things that didn't work, the things that might work to better prepare you to be successful, and especially in that conference tournament.
Coach, it's been fun talking to you, man. My video acting crazy on me. Been on this Zoom all day interviewing coaches. But, man, it's a pleasure to have you back on the show. We got to do it again sooner, Coach. So for those who don't want this to be a four-year thing no more.
I appreciate you. All the best.
Thanks, Coach. Be safe, man.
You too, brother.
BS3 Network. Changing the way you watch TV.
Yes, BS3 Network, changing the way you watch TV, covering content and hot topics from A to Z, sports, music, society and culture, movie reviews, you name it, we have it. Check it out on bs3network.com or check us out on Roku, BS3 TV on Roku, as well as check out your favorite podcast on all podcast platforms or Spreaker.com/BS3 Network.
You are now tuned to BS3 Network.
What's up, family? Jared the Bossman here. You're tuned into the Bossman Show on AM 1010, AM 1430, 1055 The King. Let the King out at 105theking.com and the Bossman Show at bossmanshow.com. Hit me up on Instagram, The Bossman Show, Twitter at Bossman Show, and Facebook, Bossman Show. It's the Bossman on your radio.
Listen to The Bossman Show with your host, JR, Saturdays at 9 a.m. right here on AM 1010, The King.
If you like the show, please take a moment to rate, review, and subscribe. It really does help the show to grow. Thank you for listening.